Hello, everyone. It is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up-and-coming queen of real estate, and I'm here for another episode of Tuesday Tip at 2. Hey, everybody. Hey, everyone. It is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, queen of real estate, social media extraordinaire, and I'm here for today's and this week's Tuesday Tip at 2. Listen, you need to stick around because I'm going to give you some 3 amazing fun facts about Northeast Philadelphia. I told you before I was going to talk about it. So if you're interested in potentially moving into far Northeast Philadelphia, here's some of the things you're going to learn. Suburban style living, okay, without the hefty price tag. Suburban style living without the hefty price tag in homes as well as in taxes. Number 2, very mom and pop style shopping. If you like local small businesses, it is definitely a place that has a lot of that. Number 3, Penny Pack Park. That's it by itself, Penny Pack Park. If you're a person who likes greenery and you want to make sure that you have a place, Penny Pack Park, hey, Fairmount Park isn't the only place. We're going to talk about Penny Pack Park, which is an amazing area if you like to hang, walk your dog, go around some creeks, all that good stuff. But of course, before we dive in, I got to let you guys know how to reach me. You need to go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Again, book.djmrealtyco.com if you're interested in buying in the Northeast or anywhere that I service, which is, but is not limited to, Philadelphia, Montgomery County, Delaware County, and all other surrounding suburbs. Contact me, all right? Use that information. Hey, new subscribers, thank you. Hey, returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Make sure you put the all notifications button if you have not already, and make sure you like, share, comment. I see it, I love it, I appreciate it. Today, I'm representing my Eagles green. We lost the Super Bowl, but I had to represent. I got on my green and my black, okay, because I'm still representing. I'm still a fan through and through. We bleed green, okay? So I had to give my shout out, all right, to all the people. It's still all love. So moving on, let's talk about the far Northeast. It's an amazing area. Its history reflects a working class demographic mainly. Now, of course, you know, it is Philadelphia, and so there was a lot of industrial movement and factory work and all that good stuff. Us being near water, off of 95, average middle class people migrating and coming here, especially after World War II. And what I found interesting about the Northeast, particularly far Northeast, is that they were a part of a huge redlining scandal. I never knew. I did not know, but it makes so much sense. I love doing this housing trends because I get to learn all these different things. It's so amazing. And if you didn't know, this is a part of my series continuing in the Philadelphia and surrounding suburbs housing trends, just housing trends and real estate in general. Okay. And, you know, of course, I had wanted to do this with you guys, but I thought this was amazing. What I found out is that when people were needing houses coming off of the hills of World War II, many white people, they started building up and creating, but many of them located to Northeast Philadelphia. And, you know, that's just started the growth and development of the area. They started building more. And of course, with homes come shopping malls and all those things. But unbeknownst to some, but known to many, especially those with power and with resources, it started to become more and more of a predominantly white area and neighborhood. And that caused tension over the years. And I remember in recent years, now I actually lived in the Northeast for almost 15 years. I loved the area. It was great. But I remember hearing some stories over the years in regards to far Northeast, certain pockets of the city where there were racial discrimination happening, right? And where neighbors would, you know, put the N-word on their house and, you know, try to discourage people from moving in certain neighborhoods of the far Northeast. And so reading the history, I said, wow, this makes sense. I never knew. I never knew that even back when Mayor Rizzo was around, that it was tension then. And so, wowzers. So that's some of the history of far Northeast. And I don't say that by way of deterring anybody from going there. I'm actually saying this by way of having people migrate there because it is a great neighborhood. Like I said, I lived there for almost 15 years. It is definitely nowadays, especially in certain spots. Now, don't get me wrong, there are certain areas of far northeast that are very specific to a certain demographic. Absolutely. But as we continue in time and as we progress, there are more and more, it is more and more multicultural, and more people are starting to make up that area. Okay, so let's talk about some of these areas that include the far northeast. So you see here that number one, if you look at a map of Philadelphia in general and the borders and everything, you'll see that far northeast is far north of the city. It's all the way at the tip top of the city. Okay. And you can see here that it borders, that some of it touches Montgomery County. And you see Penny Park going all through here. And then the border also touches Bucks County, which is not far from New Jersey as well. So this is the general areas, and there is a Northeast Philadelphia airport, okay, where smaller planes go. I believe there is an aviation school there, and of course you have Pennypack, you have Parkwood, Somerton, Bustleton, Fox Chase, Bell's Corner, Burholm, Ronhurst, and among many other amazing areas. And Torresdale is another area in the far northeast as well. It has some amazing parks, like I just said. Pennypack is not just a park, but also an area. But it is a major part in the far northeast, as well as Morrell Park, among other parks. So it's a lot of greenery there. If you like to bike and skate and rollerblade and walk your dog, go for a jog, plenty of greenery out there as well. So let's talk about some of the stats. Okay, talk about some of the stats. Now, number one, I'm gonna just give you just far northeast in general, and then I'm gonna pick out two areas for us to zero in on. Okay, so far northeast. In December 2022, far northeast Philadelphia home prices were up by 3.2% compared to last year, selling for a median price of $309,000. On average, homes in far northeast sell after 26 days on the market compared to 15 days last year. There were 289 homes sold in December this year, down from 433 last year. Now, the median home price is $308,500. If we're just looking at single family homes, this average single family home is $415,000, and the average townhome is $300,000. Now, what I love about the far northeast is that there is a excellent amount of a mixture of homes. You have a lot of condos. There are a lot of condo complexes in the far northeast, as well as town homes, which of course, row homes is another word you can use, and single family homes. Plenty of them. A lot of twin homes. There are also a lot of nice duplexes and multifamilies if you're just looking to rent or to buy a real estate property. So it's everything. Everything is up there. All kinds of homes is up there, and price points. And one of the things why I said at the top of this, why the Northeast suburban style living is there, is because there's so much greenery. If you want a single family house and you got some yard, a front yard, backyard, you're near parks, you're near shops, you're looking to raise a family, it is a great area for that. Okay. It's definitely everything that you need there. You can get the bigger single family home that will cost you way less out there as opposed to, in the county, right? The taxes, of course, the taxes are higher in the far northeast, but it's definitely less than what you would pay in Montgomery County. And the home prices are less, what you would pay in either of the counties, whether Montgomery County or Delaware County. Let's move on to the competitiveness. How competitive is it out there? Well, average home sales are about 2% below list price, which is not bad. So people are purchasing houses and, it may not be at list price, but it's actually 2% below list price, which is not bad. It's shaving off a few $1,000s off of there. And they go pending and on average around 31 days, which the city as a whole, if you recall me doing this report on Philadelphia County as a whole, I think it was at about 40 something days. So this particular area is somewhat competitive. 30 days is not terrible. We know that this market has slowed down a bit, so it's leaving somewhat competitive. It's at a score about 59. And hot homes can sell for around list price and go pending in around 9 days. So those were hot homes, hot homes, beautiful, great condition. Just show stopping, right? The photography is there. It's newer, whether it's new construction, whether it is recently rehabbed, or just a property that's in great condition and shows well, they can actually get off the market in a little bit over a week, which is really good. So what's the demographic? Same thing. I actually sold a couple houses in the far northeast. One in particular I sold to somebody who lived in New York and, wanted to be somewhere where they were not far from 95 so they could commute, back and forth. And of course, they lived in New York, but again, more bang for your buck when you come down here. So they wanted to have a nice home with some grass, with a deck, which is what they got, some grass in the front, some grass in the back. It was a nice kind of split style home, and split level home. And he thoroughly enjoyed it. He just wanted something that he could, leave a legacy for his family, invite family over. And again, he was a gentleman who worked, migrated, had family, all that other stuff in New York, and decided to come to Philly and pick the far northeast as the location because, again, it's right off of 95. Okay. So the other thing I want to say is that the schools, again, when you're talking about having that suburban experience, if you go on greatschools.com, the ratings for the schools in far northeast are 6 and up, most of them. So if you go on there, you check it out, you see there that the schools have some excellent reviews, and like I said, they don't fall below 6 out of 10 for all levels of schooling, from elementary to high school. Now, that is very much different from the whole of Philadelphia. So again, if you're a person, whether your job requires you to stay in Philadelphia, you're choosing to stay in Philadelphia, whatever the case, whatever your reason is, this is a great area to be in. If you're concerned about schools. Now, of course, they have charter schools. They'll get the bigger house with the yard for less money, right? And they're able to, save that money and send their child to a different school that's not within the school districts, a private school or something like that. So that is an option as well. When you're talking about the walkability, it's about half and half. There are some places, depending on where you are in the far northeast, you can walk to. You can bike to. There's definitely, buses that run around there. But it is definitely a place that has a lot of the stuff, everything that you need that's conducive for someone who is living out there who has a family. Some of the staples as far as shops, okay, of course, there is Grant in the Boulevard that has an amazing shopping center. There is Red Lion in the Boulevard that has some amazing shops and centers. There is, of course, Philadelphia Mills. Amazing. You're not far from the Chamonix Mall. So it's some great areas if you are looking to shop. And of course, there are little mini, strips areas that are fantastic as well. So as far as things to do, really with Bustleton, similar to what we just talked about, average sale price or median sale price, 335,000. Median days on the market is 20 days in Bustleton. It's 20 days on the market. What's the competitiveness? About the same. Again, 2% below list price, and goes pending in 23 days. So not bad at all. Somewhat competitive. Hot homes sell for list price and go pending in around 4 days in Bustleton. In around 4 days. Single family homes in Bustleton, they are at, as far as the median sale price, 450,000. 450,000. Townhouses, 322,500. Okay. Now let's move on to Somerton, another amazing area. Median price, 359,000. Okay, so pretty much 360. Single family homes are at 410,000. Okay, median days on the market is about 37 days. Okay, and they're somewhat competitive. The average homes sell for about 4% list price. So that's something to consider. Hot homes can sell around list price and go pending in around 14 days. Okay. So it's a little bit less competitive, still in that range of somewhat, but a little bit less. So it's definitely an area to consider. So if you want to go to book.djmco now. Go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Again, book.djmrealtyco.com. Remember, there's no place like home. No place like home buying. I can get you started on selling your house or buying something, right? Okay.